Last month, I caught it just in time that we should mow our new piece of land for grass to sell before we go plowing it. Well, now it's April, and the grass is cut and baled. It took time and ate into our corn planting month, but here we are, ready to make some profit and get corn planted in a fun episode of Farming in Szpakowo. You can find a link to this series in the description or in the comments below, and of course, check out the channel page for other farming series you might like. Well, we got the grass mowed and baled, and yeah, I think this was a good idea. I'm glad I stopped before cultivating this entire, would-be cornfield because, well, it turns out we got 26 bales here. A little less than I estimated. I think I said about 30 or something, but 26 bales. So, yeah, it took some extra time. I had to wait until April, as it turns out, for it to be grown so that I could cut it. So, obviously, there's a lot of last-minute work to be done in April because it was already going to be a big month because this is the month that we can do corn. And we have, let's see, this field, well, if you count these two fields as one, then I guess we have, I think 2 fields. We have 2 fields to plant with corn. But yeah, of course here we have to, make the field first, kind of. But, so yeah, we waited, and now we have silage. It's the best way to sell it. So yeah, I was about to cultivate all this under and make a field here before, something caught me, and I said, wait a second. Yeah, exactly. We can sell all this as silage first. Now, I got distracted there a little bit. I'm looking at the forecast. It was just raining earlier. You may be able to see these mud tracks through, the part here where I started cultivating. Yeah, it was just raining earlier. I just noticed it's supposed to rain again. Twice in one day. I'm not sure. I don't think I've seen that before. Yeah, it's supposed to rain today, but not till 5 o'clock. Well, and then looking, it looks like it's supposed to rain tomorrow too. Well, what they say about April having showers. I wonder, hopefully the ground's not too muddy there. Well, we'll see. Hopefully the ground will dry out by the time that we come over it with the disc harrow. We'll see about that. For now, let's get all this collected up here and find a good sale point for it. And it'll start us off with some good money. Oh yeah, one thing I totally forgot to mention. You may have already seen it because we were over here. So I got the road put in. Yeah, the end of March, we got the road put in here. So this is how I envisioned, this is how I envisioned the road going out to the silo. And the field will just be around this. But I wanted to get that put in. I've talked about it for long enough. I wanted to get it put in. And yeah, and I'll just leave a little room around the vehicle shed. Should be enough room around here. We'll leave a little room when we make the field. But this will all be corn around here now that that's put in. So yeah, that came out pretty nice. And then all of this is going to be corn. Just went ahead and mowed all of this, get the maximum amount of silage that we can. But there's definitely a lot to get done this April, of course. Yeah, more than I can get done today. So I think it's safe to say this is episode 1 of April. So assuming I did my math right and there are 26 bales, this trailer holds 24. So yeah, by 2 bales, we'll have to make 2 trips. Don't need any for our farm because, well, we have a bunker silo with silage in it already. We definitely don't need our own. So it'll be 2 trips. But this is going to be great. Oh, this is going to be a great field when we get it done. And this, later this year, this November or so, it's going to be a great corn harvest. So let's see. We've got, that's assuming I did my math right. We've got 21 and I see 5 bales. Yep. So let's grab 3 more bales and I'll look for a sale point. And then, I'll have to make a second trip with just 2 bales. And you know what? Yeah, we'll leave the trailer and I'll just put those on the bale spike up front. All right, and there's our last bale. Now let's see where the best place to sell it. Of course, the best place is probably the biogas plant. Actually, right now, it's not. Silage sell point. All right, easy enough. We are headed to the silage sell point, which is... Oops, I don't know what happened there. The silage sell point is closer. Yeah, so... And it's, a little over $500 every 1,000 liters. So I could do some math on the way to the sale point here. So we've got, 24 times, I think, I mean, roughly. You guys know I love to do weird on-the-spot math and get a guesstimate. So we've got roughly like, I don't know, 120,000 liters here, maybe. So that's like what, like $50,000? We'll see. We'll see when we get it there. But that's what I'm saying is that's great profit that would have otherwise been torn up making a field. So I guess before you make a field, mow the grass, right? You definitely always mow the grass before making a field. It's actually probably going to be closer to 60,000, I'm thinking. But for the last 2 bales, we'll take those to the sale point that's just right by our farm. I mean, it's right there. It's only 2 bales. And, it's probably what we should have done in the first place, now that I think about it, because it's so much closer and it was basically the same price. Yeah. Well, we're almost here now. For the last 2 bales, yeah, we'll just take him to that point that's right by our farm. And in fact, since we are kind of short on space anyway, parking this, we might just leave this parked here. Or wait. No. We should take it with us. It was just a thought, trying to save space on the farm. But then I thought to myself, yeah, but where did I get the trailer from? The trailer was parked at the farm, so we'll take it back with us. I was thinking, I'm always trying to figure some way to save time, like ahead of time, right? But yeah, if we leave it here, then it's here. So we're going to drop this off here. And see what we can get for these, which would have otherwise been plowed under the field. All right, here's to good fortune. Here's to finding the sell point correctly. Oh no. I know this is the... What the heck? Okay. So... That's not working. Right. Well, it looks like first snag of April has come our way. So here's what I'm going to have to do. I have these off for immersion, but we're going to have to turn them on and see what the heck the malfunction is. Yeah. So there you go. See, I don't know what the malfunction is. That's, all right, so let's, well, we're going to have to look into this. Let's get this folded back up. These things happen. There we go. Let's get this folded back up. And might have to move them into, well, that's the thing. They should be, yeah, I don't know how it's not picking them up already. Good thing we got a tractor with a front loader on it down here. Let's get this. We're going to park the trailer here for the moment. Well, this is a lot of bales to move. I always dread, I've always feared this would happen, and it never has until now, of course. Now, here's what I don't get. That's the sell point right there. I've sold bales here before. That's how I know exactly where to go because I've sold bales here before. Now, my other question is... Oh. Okay, that was my other question. I've never had that issue before. Well, if you don't know what I'm looking at, yeah, it says fermenting 8%. Okay, so here's the thing. And that totally makes sense. That 100% makes sense. Every time I've done that on this map has been for a contract. And I bailed them. I took them directly to the sale point. No problem. All right, so I did everything right. It's just, if it's your own grass, we got to wait for it to ferment. And it makes sense that we would have to, but yeah, in the contracts, you don't have to. All right, so it's a slight little thing there. All right, well, let's get back to work because there's a lot to do. I am glad I got to the bottom of that real quick. I had this thought while I was moving that bale that, I did do the process right, didn't I? I was like, and when I went to check it, and luckily I saw that. All right, well, yeah, I did it just how I did it for the contracts. I never thought about the fact that it didn't take time for it to ferment because it sure makes sense they would have to. Well, there we go. Oh, and let's turn this back off. All right. Yeah, that's something I never thought about. But for now, let's get this back to the house. And now we can get out there and actually start working on that field. Now, so those might be worth, that could be like $60,000 in silage. We'll see. And if that's true, well, that'll put us, up a bit, which is good because we have some stuff to buy coming up. And there's something I'm looking at. And, of course, there's a tractor that I'm kind of looking at. But also, it's a used tractor that I saw last time we were at the dealership. If it's still there, and we'll see about that. Aside from that, of course, we need a corn planter. But first, we have to make a cornfield. So let's just get these last 2 bales here. And we'll just park the trailer here. Our big bud's already here with the disc harrow. And we can get started converting this into a field. Of course, this will have to be... Well, the disc harrow is going to put it in a good state because technically it's already a field, of course. It's just, grass field, right? So the disc harrow is going to put it in a good state. And it'll just need, lime, probably. Actually, no. And in fact, because it is a field, actually it doesn't need lime, and it's already got a state of fertilization on it. All right, so that's one piece of good news right there, because that puts us one step kind of, up on the game this season. Now we can finally continue with what we started last month and get this tilled. Hopefully the ground has dried. I'm sure the ground has dried up. We're about to find out when I roll into this dirt, though. Yeah, that's good. That's good. This is such a cool disc harrow. Now we can finally put it to work for real. I mean, I tried to put it together last month, or put it to work last month, right? We got it down for, not even, like half a lap of the field. And this thing's a beast. Forget how much we got it for, but got it on a decent sale. Of course, it's like in all of my equipment. Yeah, pretty much. Most everything at this farm was bought used, except for our tractor. I mean, our Zader tractor, of course, All right, now watch the neighbor's field there. Just get this outer lap done around ours. And it should pretty much go to that road out to the silo. But that's cool. The road out to the silo, it'll be nice and cozy. It'll have corn growing pretty much right up against it. I guess it depends. I mean, the field will go all the way to the road. I guess it depends how far I choose to plant the corn. I can try to cut this a little short of the road there, but I think we'll have room. But it'll be, our silo is going to be pretty much surrounded by corn. That'll be cool. I think the best way to do this is actually just run this straight right here. Straight over the driveway. And let's see how this works. And we'll just join these 2 fields. Yeah, just join it. Because that's what this is going to be. Anyway, there we go. So this is the start of expanding this. We haven't even planted this yet. But I guess it's good. We got this started and worked ahead. Made this field last year. It was already too late last year, if you recall, to plant anything. I think it was September or something. And I think I could have planted wheat, but... Well, it's a good thing that all this got saved so we can make one giant cornfield. This will be sweet. Wow, this is making us a nice field surface. And one thing I like about disc harrows, as I mentioned before in a previous episode, I like disc harrows because they leave you, no rocks. They leave you a nice tilled seed bed, which has always worked fine for me. And, no rocks. Now, I thought about running this and behind, I thought about joining this back there, behind our vehicle shed. But we need a path to get to that bridge back there. There's a bridge back there right there in the copse of trees that takes us over to that farm there. So, there's no sense in going back there. Well, our new disc harrow is making, obviously, pretty quick work of this. Each pass is taking out a pretty good chunk. And, I missed a little bit of... I missed a bit of grass right there, but that happens with big tools, and it's actually not an issue. I was going to fix that, but then I thought, you know what? Immersion, I missed 2 scraps that no one would even notice, and B, it's already a field. Yeah, speaking of immersion, if we're going to back up, yeah, it's already a field. It'll be fine. Technically, I didn't have to do this at all, but I think it's only proper to till this if we're going to plant corn here. And it is a gloomy, rainy day. Obviously, of course, because it rained earlier. It's going to rain again. Yeah, it's just been like this all day. It's cloudy and everything. It was so beautiful in March. I mean, wow. It was, if you haven't seen that episode, last episode, well, there's a link to the playlist in the description, probably in the comments below as well. Yeah, March was absolutely beautiful here. And if you guys haven't subscribed, and you enjoy watching the series, I'd really appreciate if you subscribe. It really helps out the channel a lot. It really, really does help the channel out a lot, especially right now. And feel free to comment below with any input or anything. I appreciate it, guys. And I really appreciate you viewing the videos. And yeah, let me know if you like the series. It's a lot of fun farming here in Szpakowo. This is a great map to farm on. And I'll miss this place when we're gone. But for now, we are, yeah, just a couple more passes up this field. There's just that little bit to expand the original one over on the other side of the silo. And then we can start thinking about planters. Yeah, haven't even looked at that. But it is great that the weather gave us this precise opportunity to do this. See, it was raining all morning while I was doing the baling. And then it stopped raining for just enough time for the ground to dry out, for us to plow this, and then it's going to be raining again this evening. So, yeah, that's a lucky break. It could have just rained all day. And then, especially with a month as busy as this April is going to be, wow, I'm not sure what I would have done then. Well, I guess I would have had to pack more work in, yeah, the following days of the month, of course. All right, now let's see about on the other side of the silo over here. Yeah, I did originally figure I was just going to join this behind the, behind this back here. But see, we need a road to that bridge, and so it just wouldn't make any sense. This is fine back here. So what we'll do is, let's see. I think we can get a little more acreage out of this. If we drop this here, we don't need the room we have there to pull out vehicles. We can do with a little less room. So let's try to do a nice smooth turn here, just this side of this path. Try to do this in one smooth motion. Come up close to the road here. And then that should be all the room we need to maneuver the truck through there to the silo. We'll just run this back down here, and then we got extra room to plant corn over here as well. Hopefully this all works out. I think it will. What did we till this field with? I don't remember, but it clearly wasn't, well, obviously it wasn't this. We just bought this. This is our first time using this disc harrow. See, I think we used the disc harrow, but this has rocks and stuff in it. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I don't remember. It was last year. That seems like a long time ago. Well, it kind of was in a way. Well, either way, it's all part of this field now. And how is this fertilization? I just thought of that. Oh, that's 100%. Sweet. That's great. All right, and that is, well, almost. This right here is everything. Yeah, so this is going to be our cornfield. Now, oh yeah, I was just going to say we got to find a place to put this disc harrow, but we already have a spot. Let's take this back to the farm over there, get this parked. I think we're done with, well, yeah, we're done with this for now. There's other things we have to use this on at some point, probably this month, and I may go down there myself and do it. There's a field I said that I'd till for someone, but for now we can put this away. We're done with this. All right, now where did we have this parked? Right here. Right here in this one. And I think the easiest way, man, it does not look like it's going to fit in there, does it? Of course, we know it will. Boy, it does not look like it fits in there. So we'll squeeze this in here. And I guess, oh yeah, we'll have a look at some kind of planter. And can I, yeah, that's the problem. The big bud, well, we can bring the other tractor over here and fix that, get it backed in the rest of the way. Unless I can kind of snake this a little bit. Ah, there we go. Never mind. We got it. Looking at stuff for sale, because of course you knew I was going to look at, see if there was a corn planter for sale, and there's not. Or on sale, rather, I should say. Let's see what we can find here. Well, I'm still in a kind of budget price range. So we can get 6 meters wide, 7 meters wide. I think, I mean, even though this is a lot more money for 1 more meter worth of work with, I think it's worth it. Let's check this out. All right, it holds fertilizer too. I think this is going to work. All right, so that was $27,000. That's okay. That's basically all accounted for. I mean, I figured, honestly, I kind of figured I might pay more for a planter, so that's all right. As far as fertilizer, we don't have fertilizer to put in it because obviously we've been using manure. So, well, let's go pick that up and arrange for some fertilizer to be delivered to the store to load into it, of course. All right, I just checked that grass and it says 10% fermenting. Yep, I honestly didn't know that. Of course, I know that it takes a couple days in the bunker silo, so it only makes sense that it would take time wrapped there as well. I guess I never thought about it because, yeah, the contracts don't require it. Let's go pick up our new planter. We'll have I'll have to buy some seeds and fertilizer while we're there, and then, wow, it's that time. It's ready to plant some corn. It's time to plant some corn, I should say. And fertilizer is expensive. It is amazing how expensive fertilizer can be. Now, you probably, yeah, notice I spent a lot of money. That's because I kind of overbought on the fertilizer, but for a decent reason. Oh, look at this. Our grass field has grass in it now. Look, it's not a huge manure-covered dirt pit. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, and of course, the benefit of having grass here over a field is that we can drive over it. We're going to take this down here and fill this up with fertilizer as well. Yeah, that was definitely an extra expense. I mean, I'm really kind of feeling that now. It's like, did I really just spend 15 grand on the fertilizer? And yeah, I did. We're going to put, so this has got lime in half of it. We're going to put fertilizer in the other half so that when, so we can fill the spreader out on the field, of course, or the planter. Of course, the thing I just kind of thought of was, do I really need to spend all that on fertilizer when we primarily use manure to fertilize our fields? Well, I think we'll be good. I mean, if a $15,000 mistake is the biggest mistake I make this year, we'll be fine. Especially since I almost made a much larger mistake right? But I instead baled that grass up, and we're going to sell that as silage yet. See, that could have been a mistake that I may not even realize that I made. So there is that. So maybe I overbought fertilizer. Well, we'll have some in our field tender here, and it'll work out. And yeah, I did just remember. Oh yeah, we got that silage, which it might not be till later this month that we'll be able to sell. And darn it, that truck bed is still here. That's fine. We'll work around that. I never did get the truck down here to move that. So let's just back this up here and load this fertilizer into it. Of course, the thing is, which tank is it going into? It's going into the front tank. Well, hopefully we can get this hooked around right. Nah, that darned planter's in the way. Can we get the planter out? Yeah, we can get the planter out. So we'll just throw this down here. Yeah, the truck bed massively in the way. But I can't move it with the truck right now because I put the fifth wheel chassis on the truck, so the truck doesn't have the cargo body on it anymore, frame. Well, we can fill this up real quick. Whoops, we're going to want to make some room so that we can maneuver the tractor here. Get us some room to turn around. Now, I don't know exactly what the capacity of this is, but I don't think it's a whole heck of a lot. Yeah, you know, it's a good thing that we had that field tender because that only holds 600 liters of fertilizer. That seems to me like it's going to run out pretty quick. And, oh, I just noticed that we are... Oh, great. Fantastic. We're dragging all that with us. All right, I'm going to get this mess cleaned up here. I did think about just selling that truck body there because, yeah, we can't use it anymore really unless I change the configuration of the truck back. But I can't sell it really because unless I can get it into the sale area because, see, I have two of those. That one there and then, of course, the one on the truck. And you see, if I try to sell it from the menu, I don't have any way of telling which one is which. Especially since, now, sometimes that can happen. And if that happens, there's an easy trick to that. You can know which one. If you know which one you bought more recently, you can look for the one with the least amount of use and wear and tear on it and sell that one, right? Now, of course, in this case, that doesn't work because I have two of these. They're identical, and they have been swapped places a couple times, you know, so I don't know which one that is. Therein lies the problem. I will find a way to get that moved or just sold because come this harvest season, you know, we're going to want more storage than that gave us anyway. We're going to want a better, you know, trailer or something. Figure it out. I'll get it figured out. And it looks like I did kind of overbuy on the fertilizer. Well, this holds 7,500. Oh, no, I think I'm going to have just enough room. Yeah, this holds 7,500, and I figured that the planter held about 1,000. But it looks like... Oh, okay. Wow. We did not overbuy. We got it, like, within 100 liters. That was an accident, I swear. I'm not that good. Well, that works, though. That works. Ain't complaining. All right, this thing is ready to refill out in the field. And we'll need it because that planter has like no capacity. So let's get this parked here. Now we just need seeds in our planter. And this thing is heavy. For this little tractor, yeah. All right, so let's get our seeds. I only bought one pallet of seeds, but I think that that's all that... well, let's see here. Should hold 1,100 actually. Oh, I thought I said the capacity of this was 1,700. Well... Either way, hey, that works. No extra pallets sitting at the shop. I like that. All right, so the fuel tender, we'll come back and get it when we need it. For now, let's put my loader back down, and we'll get back out to the field. And we're going to get this bad boy hooked up to the Big Bud, I guess. Oh, be careful with this thing on the road. This thing's long. We've got a 3-point trailed lifter, which I got... not anticipating this planter per se, but anticipating that I might need it, and turns out we do. We got a 3-point lifter, which will allow the Big Bud to use this tool. It's very handy to have. It's also great because, yeah, I'm not a fan of using fixed 3-point attachments on the field. Because I don't like the way they turn with the tractor. So, yeah, the trailed 3-point lifter works great because it gives me that. I'm used to working with trailed attachments, so this will give us that kind of articulation for this, which is great. One thing we'll want to look for, since I'm going to sell that cargo body, I mean, it was in the way. It's just, yeah, we're going to sell that. I was thinking, you know, a better way to transport more stuff and just better for the farm than the Mercedes, you know, truck we have with the trailer. Since it has since it can no longer carry that cargo body because it has the 5th wheel attachment on the back, I say we, make use of the 5th wheel attachment and get a semi-trailer for it. It's effectively now a semi-tractor, right? So I'm going to need to go to the other farm and get the 3-point lifter, actually, and the Big Bud is there, so let's go grab that. You know, I just had a thought. I just got here. I just drove past this trailer. I know how to fix this trailer situation. I know how to get it out of the way of the shop. Remember I said I don't know which one's which? That's right. I don't know which one's which. And since I don't know which one's which, clearly it doesn't matter, right? So let's take this to the shop. We'll sell this one, and we'll put the other one on this trailer. Bob's your uncle. Yeah, maybe I should have washed it off first, huh? Well, it's farm equipment. It'll be fine. Yeah, just a small little detour out of the things we're doing today, but that thing's been hassling me at the shop for, I don't know, the last few times I've come here. Every time, I forget it's here. I get here, and then every time it's like, oh yeah, I totally forgot that's down here. All right, so we're going to want to... Oh, then there's that other one as well. Yeah, we're not using that whatsoever. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to, sell both of those. Because the Mercedes is a semi-truck now, basically, so we don't need either of those bodies for it. The flatbed or the... Yeah, it's a shame we don't have a flatbed anymore. It really is. You know how handy a flatbed is for a farm? Well, clearly, very handy, right? And let's just see. Let's get this in here. You can always find, something else, some other kind of means. All right. Let's see what this sells for. We are just selling the tipper. All right. Well, we can make some of the money back that we spent on all that fertilizer. All right. Now let's go ahead and let's move this one out of the way. And I'll grab the flatbed and I hate to do it, but we'll sell that because... No, you know what? It's not doing any harm parked there. Let's leave it parked there. Yeah, it's not causing any harm. We can always, let's leave it there. Look, we can always put it on this this chassis and pull in right here if we have to. This fixes the immediate problem, which is the time I spent just to drive down here. Let's get this back to the farm, and let's get back to work. Okay, so the lifter is grabbable with the big bud. Okay, yeah, I wanted to make sure it could grab it. However, it's a real pain to back up. So I am going to take this over there with the small tractor because we're going to want to get this backed up and attached to the planter. And something this small, it's hard to back up with the big bud. So we'll just use this and snap this onto that planter. And then that's going to make, if I leave it attached to the planter, of course, that's going to make the planter basically kind of non-transportable in its folded, arrangement. Which means if we want to take the planter anywhere on the, in town, we're going to have to, detach this, fold it back up, but that's how it goes. So it should be a simple matter of course, these things are hard to back up no matter what size your tractor is. But the articulation of the big bud makes backing up something so small even more of an annoying task. Whoops. There we go. And how is this gonna... Ooh, now is it gonna want to stay attached to that? Let's find out. If I drop that off, it's not gonna want to slide around, is it? Like some equipment is wont to do. Sometimes things... don't like it when you leave them attached like so. Well, we're going to leave that there and come get that with the big bud. I wish there was a bit more drawbar on it. Yeah, I'm going to be honest, yeah. Hey, I should have sprung for a more expensive planter, right? Yeah, because I was just looking at that thinking, man, that doesn't have much drawbar on it. It's going to be, of course, yeah, it's going to make it kind of a pain to turn. I'm going to have to watch how sharp I turn it. Well, we'll find out here in a minute. All right, now let's see... I'm eager to see, what the turning radius of this is going to be, because with such a short, it's so short, I see having to watch the turns so I don't catch it on the wheels. Well, actually, I don't think a longer drawbar would make a difference because it only pivots so much on the hitch. Well, all right then. We can get started planting corn. I guess let's start with the new section since... I don't know. I'm kind of pointed that direction, I guess. I was going to start in this corner down here, and let's see how quickly it uses the fertilizer is the other variable, kind of, because I don't know. I imagine the fertilizer will go pretty slow and might even last both of these fields here. Is my general experience with fertilizer, really, this dry stuff. It costs a lot of money, but then it usually goes pretty far, right? Well, we'll find out. Just trying to get the method of turning this thing down. Let's see if I can turn it a little better. Yeah, more or less. I gotta say though, it makes a really annoying whining sound. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but yeah, it's kind of just a slight annoying whining sound, which I'm gonna have to listen to a lot as we get all this planted. All right, I think north-south runs are gonna be the best, so I'm gonna get one more row here so we have room to turn by the road. Oh yeah, we gotta watch back in this thing up. It wants to, well, at least it's not hitting the tractor, so that's good. Let's get one more row here. Yeah, I got to get used to turning this. No, that was going to... Yeah, let's give it a little more. There we go. Is it lowered? Yeah, it's lowered. You know, I'm watching this now in editing, and I know what that sound is that it's making. It sounds like a hairdryer. All right, this thing is tricky to back up. Now I'll do some... north-south runs with it, and what we'll want to do is the best way to do it, let's get set over here maybe. Yeah, about here. And let's do some, yeah, precise north-south runs, and then clean up the east and west edge of the field. This planter, it's kind of a guessing game as to exactly where, you know, how far out it reaches, because right here it's kind of overlapping into the where I've planted, but it's just barely hitting it. Yeah, just barely. In fact, there might be a part of that row of corn missing in there. Yeah, it's deceptive because the outer edge of the planter is not, it doesn't reach all the way to its own outer edge. We got to watch that last seed tank. That's as far as it reaches out, which of course makes sense. But yeah, it makes it a little hard to kind of guesstimate. So it's a good thing that I have this tool that allows me to see my GPS, you know, my compass bearing, my compass heading. I can avoid as many missed spots as possible by locking it directly north and south like that. And this should be good here. Yep, this will be good. Well, I got a lot of work ahead of me planting all this corn. This is going to be a beautiful cornfield later this year. Yeah, so, well, this all worked out. When that silage sells, well, we'll have some money. So thanks a lot for joining me here on the farm today, guys. We solved some problems, and we got the start for an epic cornfield. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below, and I appreciate the subscription and the view, and any input that you have, of course. All right, thanks a lot, guys, and I will see you here in a few days as we continue on with the corn job in April and whatever else we're doing this month. All right, I'll see you guys next time.